Finally, the day has arrived and justice is being served. Rampage Jackson was arrested by the Los Angeles Police Department a month following his attack on wrestler Syko Stu at Knox Pro Wrestling.
Rampage Jackson, the son of UFC champion Quentin Rampage Jackson, was arrested on a felony charge following his brutal attack of a pro wrestler. Jackson went rogue in a fight last month, punching wrestler Stuart Smith until he was unconscious.
However, the question remains, is justice truly being served? Did Raja actually face jail time? Will Syko Stu return to professional wrestling? He was charged with a felony, but the charges were not severe. Nonetheless, the question persists. Why was he not arrested earlier by the LAPD? Especially since he attacked the wrestler during a live stream, and it looked to some like an attempted murder. He threw 20 plus punches to the guy's face. Was it a reckless act of violence or a planned attack that spun out of control? Today, we're delving into the MMA news that has shaken the mixed martial arts community and the wrestling community to their core. We will discuss the infamous incident involving Rampage Jackson and Syko Stu, examining every jaw-dropping detail and compelling testimony surrounding this event. Trust me, you won't want to miss this one. Alright, fight fans, let's imagine a hypothetical scenario where you are a professional wrestler hired to take a beating in front of your fans. However, there's a twist. Pro wrestling is scripted, meaning every blow and move is pre-planned. Things take a dangerous turn when your choreographed strikes unexpectedly escalate into real punches and grappling. Sounds scary, doesn't it? Stuart Smith, better known as Syko Stu, is an American independent wrestler and military veteran. He joined Knox Pro Wrestling Academy in 2009 after retiring from the military, seeking a way to cope with the PTSD he experienced from his service. Syko Stu primarily performed on the independent circuit, gaining recognition for his contributions to the Knox Pro Wrestling Academy and various regional promotions. He's frequently participated in Academy showcase events, tag team matches, and specialty bouts. Although Syko Stu did not regularly appear on nationally televised programming, he built a loyal following through social media by sharing training tips and candid reflections on the mental health challenges related to military service. Honestly, Syko Stu deserves more recognition. He's helping the wrestling community cope with issues like PTSD. However, we never expected him to gain overnight recognition in such a bizarre way, which could lead to serious health consequences. After the attack, Stu was unconscious with trauma to his upper and lower jaws, a laceration to his lip, and a fractured maxilla. That's an excessive amount of injury for a professional wrestler. However, he found himself in this situation. This is the topic that the entire wrestling and MMA community is discussing. We all grew up watching professional wrestling, and most of the time, these attacks are scripted. But the question is, was this attack also scripted? To gain insight into the incident, we need to go back to August 23rd when it occurred at the Knox Pro Wrestling event in Sun Valley, California. The event began backstage when Stu was talking to Raja and hit him on the head with an empty beer can.
You don't need to worry about him. You need to be worried about Syko Stu.
Syko Stu?
What, you don't know me?
Hell no. Yeah.
Hey, I think that's a little...
Oh, you don't show it?
This was part of the build-up for the pro wrestling event, and the can being empty didn't hurt Raja. If you slow down the clip, it's clearly a wrestling blow with zero impact, and Raja started to lose his patience. Within minutes, Stu apologizes to Raja and calmly says, "I thought you were part of the show since you have a cameraman with you," and tension diffuses.
Khalil, Rampage, that's so weird.
No, bro.
Go ahead, Stu.
I didn't know. I thought you were.
I get it.
However, one of the fellow Stu wrestlers, AJ Mana, asked Raja to give him the receipt. In the wrestling world, a receipt means control payback given back to trained fighters who know how to protect one another. Raja misinterprets the wrestling term receipt as a literal call for revenge, leading to confusion during his live stream. A fighter prepares to engage in a real match, expressing a desire to retaliate without crossing the line into bullying while joking about a subscriber's goal for a knockout.
I wasn't swing.
No.
What he thought was he was a pro.
I understand.
Yeah, another thing is, even when we are working like that, you don't. You know
That's
what
what
I
I'm
mean?
saying.
But he doesn't
So,
know him like that.
He don't. He's a idiot. So when you run in on his shit, you give him his receipt. Remember what a receipt is? Give him that receipt, bro. Tag his shit. If you got a problem with it, I'll run out there.
He just wanted to get famous. He claimed he could hit him for real and that fellow fighters would intervene to stop him. Guess what? During the match, he intervened, slammed Syko Stu, and started throwing real punches. He landed about 20 to 23 strikes to Syko Stu's head and face, resulting in injuries. Doug Mallow, the wrestler who saved Syko Stu from the attack, also received stitches on his face during the altercation.
When we're in the ring and I'm breaking it up and he shoots a double leg on me, by the way, work a better double leg, you prick. And then I'm telling you to calm down. I'm not even fighting. I'm not even being hostile. Then you're trying to work and get lower, do this, change positions, and I'm over here having to swim with you, all this other shit. And then you punch me in the eye after we're breaking it up, you loser. That's why you got headbutt, and that's why I punch you, and you're lucky I was tired from the match before this. What kind of person are you? You low-life clown.
Raja, who is not a trained wrestler, was never informed about the basics of wrestling. Even the match referee was unaware and did not intervene. Frustrated, Raja left the scene with his cameraman, only to receive a call from AJ Mana, a wrestler who asked him to give a receipt indicating that Stu is flatlined. At the time that Los Angeles Police Department, the LAPD officers, arrived at the scene of the incident and filled out a felony battery report, though Jackson had already left the venue. While all these incidents were happening during the live stream, Rampage Jackson was also streaming from a different location. Upon hearing about it, he stated that Raja would have to go to jail and would also be banned from the kick.
Roger might go to jail. He might get banned off kick too.
After this incident, Syko Stu was taken to the hospital, was later reported to be in stable but critical condition, reportedly awake but missing teeth, and suffering broken bones in his face. AJ Mana was fired from Knox Pro Wrestling for planning an attack on a fellow wrestler. He even visited Syko Stu in the hospital, but was denied seeing Stu by the other wrestlers present there.
I don't like Raja. I think Raja's a person for what he did. But I think AJ's a bigger person for gassing him up to be in that ring, to leading him to ruin his own life, to hurt somebody that AJ also has a problem with. You can tell me that's not, I don't believe in coincidence.
He was basically trying to put the blood on someone else's hands.
Exactly.
We can confirm that Stu's health is recovering and we pray for his continued wellness. What was once framed as a chaotic misunderstanding now carries far more weight thanks to a scathing community note fact-checking Rampage Jackson's apology post. Rampage attempted to defend his son after a violent beatdown. On his tweet, he said, "It was bad judgment and a work that went wrong. Raja is an MMA fighter, not a pro wrestler, and had no business involved in an event like this. I don't condone my son's actions at all. He suffered a concussion from sparring only days ago and had no business doing anything remotely close to physical contact." Now the fallout has sparked serious discussion about the role of non-wrestlers in independent shows and the need for strict boundaries when it comes to safety protocols. With Twitter itself correcting Rampage Jackson and new footage undermining his son's defense, this situation is quickly spiraling into a PR disaster. This incident occurred on August 23rd and Raja was arrested nearly after a month and is being held on $50,000 bail according to booking records. Also, he is already bonded out. Rampage informed his stream that he is doing okay and he is out. He said he had to learn his lesson. As a dad, I have done everything that every father will do for his son. We agree with Rampage about his duty towards his son, but honestly, he shouldn't have bailed him out so quickly. Raja needs some jail time for a month or so to help him realize his mistake. Raja is something of a spoiled brat with lots of his dad's money. On the other hand, Stu is a professional wrestler from a small promotion who makes his living from wrestling. These career-defining injuries are major setbacks for professional wrestlers and can put a full stop to their careers. However, we should thank our wrestling and MMA community who condemn Raja's actions and help Stu with a GoFundMe for his hospital bills and recovery. In fact, YouTuber Mr. Beast offered 10 grand to help Stu. Many names in the industry spoke about Rampage Jackson's brutal assault on Stuart Smith, which continued even after the latter had fallen unconscious. While the majority were on Smith's side, two names played devil's advocate: Rob Van Dam and Mark Henry. After receiving a ton of backlash on his comments, Van Dam dived deeper into his statement on his podcast, stating, "I want to start out by saying best wishes to Syko Stu Smith. Hopefully, he will regain his health and do it quickly. That's a shame. He definitely didn't deserve what happened to him."
I want to start out by saying best wishes to Syko Stu Smith.
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Hopefully, he will regain his health and do it quickly. That's a shame. He definitely didn't deserve what happened to him.
The professional wrestler then added that his words were misinterpreted when he said he had Jackson's back. He said, "I'm not picking a side. If I did, I'm not even saying that it would be Raja. What I'm saying is, I see the pathway that he took that led to what happened.
I'm not picking a side. If I did, I'm not even saying it would be Raja's. One has nothing to do with the other, right? So, so I'm not saying that this guy Stu deserved what happened to him by saying that I got Raja's back.
Elsewhere, former powerlifter and wrestler Mark Henry also talked about the incident, even putting some of the blame on the victim.
You know, I don't know the full story, but I do know what I saw, and it looked like he wasn't smart to what was going on, and the dude that was messing with him bit off more than he can chew.
While he admitted that Jackson should have at least shown restraint, which he did not, he also blamed Smith for instigating him by smashing the beer can over his head. In Henry's words, "You bust a bottle over a guy's head and talk trash like that guy was not gonna do nothing? Yeah, you're at fault. Mark, these kind of remarks were not expected. Being a professional, you should know the difference between a work and a vicious assault." Raja is out on bail. Stu is recovering at home. Do you think Raja Jackson learned his lesson? Will this permanently change safety protocols for independent wrestling? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and if you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for regular hard-hitting MMA and wrestling updates. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to Sportskeeda MMA for more fight stories and hot takes, and drop your thoughts in the comments section below.